Ano ai ke aloha ya kako. Thank you for joining us today. The state and its partners are delighted to announce the launch of Maui Care Flights, which will provide more than 3,000 round-trip Alaska Airlines flights, as well as Disneyland tickets and accommodations to Maui families affected by the August 8th wildfires. Facilitated questions and answers with media will follow promptly after remarks conclude. Without further ado, it is my privilege to introduce Governor Josh Green.
Aloha. Thank you for being out today. Just a few brief comments. It's been almost 10 months since the tragedy occurred here in our beautiful, beautiful space in West Maui. Residents have navigated tragedy and recovery, heartbreak, new schools, communities have relocated, people have been moved about, and it's been really, really difficult. So we also know that if we can provide some positives in people's lives, it helps them heal. I was so grateful when Ben reached out and he and his team decided that in conversation we could do something good for people to help them just have a moment of recovery as we approach the 1-year mark of the Maui wildfire. So there's been changes, there's been stress, there's been trauma galore, but we're hopeful that we can now just take a little bit of the edge off of that trauma by something special. And that is why I'm grateful to Alaska Airlines, who is graciously partnering with us and other major companies here like Marriott, CNHA, and through their generosity, we'll be offering over 3,000 round-trip flights to the mainland to experience special times and special places. And it's just so generous, Ben. I mean, it is just amazing. As everyone knows or should know, in the hours and days after the tragedy on August 8th, they stepped right up and they helped transport tens of thousands of people to safety, to other parts of our state, back home, and they didn't even flinch. There was no discussion about extra cost or anything. It was just help people because we were really struggling in the moments after the fire. But this partnership between Alaska Airlines and Marriott, look, they're going to Disneyland, which doesn't suck. It's fantastic. And that's going to be in July. But also, it's not just that trip, which is magical, of course. It's where we all take our families when we're not going to Las Vegas, admittedly. It's special because you need a little bit of time away. And it comes at the end of this school. You realize that this is right at the end of the first school year that just the beautiful families and children went through. So that's a special time. It's very smart. They make a lot of smart decisions over at Alaska, I found. So they're going to be doing that for us. This gives families a chance to be together in a different setting. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to get away a little bit, which we've seen. It coincides with our kind of completion of moving people away from hotels into long-term housing. So it's another breather. It's a break. It's intentional in that way. And it will help people connect with their families. A lot of people haven't even got to go visit their families that may be on the mainland since the fire because so much turmoil and economic challenge. So in many ways, this is a very smart program, but also it's generous and compassionate. So I'm grateful for you, Ben, and for you guys and the team for this compassion. I'm grateful for the partnership. They've already given 32 million miles to people. I mean, I don't know what that means exactly. It's just a lot. It's more frequent flyer miles than I have. I can tell you that. But their employees have been generous. They've been thoughtful about it. And they've been ever in communication with us about our needs. So I'm grateful again for your generosity. And it is the way we do things in Hawaii. And it's been a great reflection at Alaska that they have a full understanding of what our needs have been. So I'll just pause there and say thank you for doing something very positive and special for us, Ben. Appreciate you.
Mahalo, Governor. Up next, please welcome Ben Minicucci, CEO of Alaska Airlines.
Well, aloha, everyone. And thank you, Governor Green, for those just kind words. You know, we're humbled and honored to launch the Maui Care Flights program, and together with Governor Green and Mayor Bisson, these were conversations we've had over the months, and it's our commitment to Hawaii, to Maui, and to help support the community in recovery. It just means a lot to us. You know, on that fateful day in August, by coincidence, I was here on that day when it happened, and I was here because I love this island. I spent a lot of my vacation time on this island, and like the whole world, you know, I was horrified by the devastation of the fires in a place that I spent so much time at, and so it was personal to me. It's personal to our company that so much of our flying is here, and we've loved the last 16 years of what we built here. And our team was just so committed to do anything that they could. And I'm so grateful to the team that's here and the team back in Seattle. So in our discussions, every time we met with the governor and the mayor, and we always wanted an update on what was going on with the recovery plans. And they were making great progress, but they did say, look, the families that have impacted, it's really hard. You know, they've been displaced. You know, the toll on them mentally is hard, and so as we heard this, we said, you know, what could Alaska do? And we said, well, we have the gift of flight. That's what we could do. And so as I have such a great team, many of them are here, and say, you know, what could we do? And we were brainstorming. We said, well, let's do something that can give people a bit of a break, maybe a little bit of fun for just a little bit. As they go through this really difficult time. So that's why we're so excited to announce that the first charter flight happens in July, and 180 guests will be flying to Disneyland. And thank you to partnership with Marriott for the free hotels and assistance from Disney. So really, really excited with that. And then on top of it, we said, well, we don't think that's enough because there's so many families with children that are impacted. And we said, well, let's continue it. So we're going to continue that every month until the end of 2025. So for 3,000 people, we'll have the equivalent of one flight a month for folks to go to visit family, to have a vacation, whatever they need to experience something, to give them some mental break from what they've been through. So we're excited about that. And I just want to give CNHC a huge kudos. They're helping organize this. So please, I think the website is www.helpmaui.org. I'm told the application is really quick and painless, and so thank you to them. And so you know, the last thing I just want to say is, you know, one of the things that we started when we were here is this Hawaii Community Advisory Board, and I want to personally thank some of them are here. I want to thank them for helping us guide our thinking in this, because that's what we want to do. We want to be part of the solution, and we need a guidance. So thank you to our Hawaii Community Advisory Board. And just to end, again, I will say we know this is a long road. This does not get and just the fantastic work you're doing. The road is long, and I will say Alaska Airlines is with you. We're with you here till the end, till this thing gets done. We're here to support in any way we can. And for us, this is just the beginning. So thank you so much.
Mahalo, Ben. Now please welcome Josiah Nishita, Maui County Managing Director and Head of the Maui Office of Recovery.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you for allowing us to be here today. Thank you, Governor Green, Alaska Airlines, Marriott, CNHA, for being such incredible partners throughout these difficult months. You know, the road ahead is still long, and we're making significant strides in order to care for our people, and our partners really have helped us bring about recovery and rebuilding aspects of this much faster than we would have been able to do on our alone. So we really appreciate that. You know, from day one, our community has really been embraced by other residents around the state of Hawaii, around our nation, and around the world. And, you know, they've given so much to us in our time of need, and we've expressed so much appreciation for that. In fact, at an invitation from the Japanese government, Mayor Bisson is currently part of a cohort of Maui leaders and other officials who are participating in an educational tour of Japan's Tohoku region to learn firsthand about their recovery and rebuilding efforts following the 2011 Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami. Mayor Bisson will be bringing back with him valuable lessons learned from the disaster recovery and reconstruction efforts, as well as their innovative practices to help maximize resiliency efforts. You know, looking back over the months of our own recovery process, the community, county, all of our federal, state, private, and nonprofit partners have all come together and worked diligently to help thousands of our displaced survivors and Maui residents who are directly impacted by the wildfires. And as they find their way through such unimaginable hardship and difficulty, acts of aloha and generous support such as this have made all the difference for them. I think we're all aware of the saying Maui no ka'oi, or Maui is the best. But what truly sets us apart from other communities is our people. Our residents in our community is why everyone loves Maui so much. So through efforts like the Maui Care Flights program, we appreciate the investment into the health and well-being of our residents, as they are truly this county's greatest asset and strength. So on behalf of Mayor Bisson and our community, mahalo for making this all possible. We really appreciate it and looking forward to future partnerships ahead. Thank you.
Mahalo, Josiah. Next, I'd like to introduce John Kimball, Market Vice President, Hawaii and French Polynesia, Marriott International.
Aloha, mahalo. Again, I am proud to be here on behalf of Marriott International, leading Hawaii's region. We are so delighted to partner with Alaska Airlines, CNHA, the governor, the mayor, to pull together this Maui Care Flights. As you know, it's been an incredibly difficult 10 months since the wildfires devastated Lahaina, which impacted so many in our community and several thousand of our associates who live on the west side of Maui. We have genuinely wanted to support the recovery in every way possible and ultimately affect those most impacted by the wildfires. I'm so proud because at the end of the day, it is all about the people. It is all about the people. And we talk about these beautiful hotels we represent, but it's the people that provide the service every day that really distinguish each and every great hotel. And over 15,000 hours across all of Marriott nationwide towards the recovery in trying to help in any way possible once our associates across the mainland learned of the devastation here. And so our Marriott teams in Anaheim are super excited to welcome everyone to Anaheim. It's going to be just a blast to get so many people there for such a wonderful, wonderful occasion. So when I have to just close by saying when Alaska called me and said, would we be interested in partnering and providing room accommodations, it was a hands down absolutely yes. We couldn't be more supportive of pulling this together. It was an easy decision. The partnership is all about doing what's right and about bringing comfort and happiness and joy to those most impacted. So my thanks to the governor's office, the mayor, CNHA, and obviously Alaska Airlines for bringing this life, bringing corporate partnership to the table as we all work together to truly rebuild this incredible island community. Thank you.
Mahalo, John. And finally, please welcome Dustin Kaleopu, Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, Ka'ako'o Maui Resource Center lead and multi-generational Lahaina resident.
Aloha. Today, the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement gets to partake in what will be one of our most exciting programs that we've been able to launch since opening our Ka'ako'o Maui Resource Center back in September. With summer vacation right around the corner, families will be afforded the opportunity to enjoy a much-needed respite from the day-to-day stress of their disaster recovery. With focus being on rebuilding and restoring our neighborhoods and our community, Our hope is to see families restoring and rebuilding their peace and happiness through the gift of travel. Our applications are live today at helpingmaui.org, and eligibility for the program will be determined by verifying direct impact. That includes providing a FEMA registration number, American Red Cross number, and if that's not available to you, one of our staff members will be more than happy if you want to stop by to the Kako Maui Resource Center at Maui Mall. As someone who works full-time in disaster recovery and as a lifetime Lahaina resident who was also directly affected by this disaster, I look forward to seeing my friends and my neighbors taking flight and experiencing the world once again. With that, we say mahalo anui to Alaska Airlines, Marriott International, the Office of the Governor and the Mayor, and to everyone here today supporting this effort. Mahalo.
Mahalo, Dustin. I'm going to invite the speakers to kind of half moon around me. Don't be afraid. And at this time, we will now take questions from the media. And I'm going to start today with Wendy.
Just a really simple question. What does the trip include? Does it include the Disney tickets, etc.?
Okay, so reasonable question according to Wendy. Wink. What does it include? What does the trip to July include?
Of course, a free flight in July. It's the hotel that will be, accommodations will be for free, and Disney has participated with some discounted. How do you call those park? 2-day park hopper passes. Yeah. So that's what's included so far.
If I wouldn't, if it would be okay, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'd like to invite Ben back up so that just one of the questions around what after July are we to look forward to through the balance of 2025. So in addition to the charter flight by Alaska Airlines, I'd like to invite Ben up to share a little bit more about what's to come after that. Yes.
Well, I'm going to share this stage. I'm going to ask Daniel to come up here because, I just come up with a high-level idea and then I tell my team to go make it happen. And I have such a great team. So, Daniel, please, you should take a lot of the credit because he helped really put this all together. So, Daniel Chun.
Thanks, Ben. Aloha, everybody. Daniel Chun, Alaska Airlines. And it's really our entire team that has put this together, along with all of the great partners up here, together with the governor and with the mayor's office. Just one quick clarification in terms of the charter flight that is happening in July. So the July charter flight is going from the 11th through the 14th. What's included is a round-trip ticket, of course, and then we have a 3-night stay at Marriott. It's one of 3 properties that's around in the Anaheim area. Thank you to Marriott again. And then Disney has come in to help us and is assisting with the park passes, which will be provided complimentary. And so that is going to be included into the package. And so basically it's the 3-night stay, it's the 2-day park hopper pass, and then the round trip ticket. And then of course, we're gonna get them to Disney and all of that stuff. All the transportation we'll take care of. In terms of afterwards, so from August 2024 to the end of 2025, we will be donating, as Ben said, 180 round-trip tickets per month. And so that's equivalent to about 1 airplane a month. And these tickets will be good anywhere we fly. And so, folks can use it to anywhere in the continental U.S. We fly to Mexico, we fly to Costa Rica, we fly to some places in Central America, Canada, Mexico. And so it's definitely something that folks will be able to use at their convenience.
Okay. Kalamai, for the slight modification, I thought that was something that we should communicate forward. And just on a personal note, I also wanted to mahalo Daniel and Jacob, who have been absolutely phenomenal to work with in gearing up for today. Next, I will go to Chelsea with Hawaii News Now.
Is there a dollar amount? How much does all of that cost?
Okay, Chelsea's coming in hot with the dollar amount for this experience.
I will tell you, when we thought about this, dollars weren't my top priority. I really didn't care what it was going to cost. For us, one of our values is do the right thing, and another value is be kind-hearted. And that's what it's all about. It's not about what it costs, and it's not about money. It's about taking care of people who really need some help, in my view.
You can't put a price on Disney Magic, Chels. Come on. Akaku, you have a question?
Yes. This would be, I believe, for the government. This is not exactly related to this. This is about the people that are still in hotels, and I believe their deadline coming up is June 1st. What kind of arrangements can be made to help them figure out where they're going to go or what they're going to do?
Mahalo. So the question is around those wildfire survivors remaining in hotels and an update on that. Small kind off topic, but I think Governor will be able to elegantly link that up to why we're here today.
So thank you for the question. So actually, it does coincide, the success of having people move from hotels to long-term accommodations does coincide with this program, and always was meant to be well in advance of the 1-year anniversary of the fire. So right now the extension for what's called NCS, or non-conjugate sheltering, is June 10th. We will extend that again at least to the end of June, we are told, but the expectation is that most people will be out of the hotels by then. As of now, going into the phase that after 2 weeks, we had moved 3,071 families into, or households into, hotels, and that number is now reduced by 85% as of this morning. And the immediate number, I even have my little red book here. Today's number of households that are in hotels is 451, after being as high as 3,071. So I would expect by the time the first July trip to Disney occurs, we're hopeful that all families, with the exception of a few people which might have disabilities, will have moved into long-term stable housing. And also, just so people understand how we're navigating the recovery, we're also timing a lot of this for when some of the transitional housing, the temporary houses that are built, will begin to open up. So some people may very well, this could be quite a magical moment, they will go to their trip, courtesy of Alaska and Marriott and Disney, and then they may very well come back into a house that's been prepared for them, which we want to do for children in advance of school next year.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to Chelsea with a follow-up.
Yeah, just wondering the verification process or the selection process, who chooses who gets to go on that?
Great question. The question is around the application process and selection process for this charter flight and some of the other subsequent things.
So again, the verification is going to be based on direct impact, folks that we can verify through their FEMA or Red Cross number that proves their direct impact. And then priority is going to be given to, of course, families with young children or kupuna, looking to travel with their whole family together at one time. So that's hopefully going to be the demographic that we can reach first.
All right, mahalo nui. This formally concludes today's news conference. We appreciate you, and malama. Ahuiho.